Hey, I'm Steve from howtomakemoneyasakid.com, and in this lesson, I'm going to teach you one of the best ways to make money as a kid. My dad would always say, it's not what you know, but who you know. So if making money from your parents didn't work like you needed it to, you're like you weren't able to make enough, this would be the next idea that I would try. As a kid, you can use your connections to find ways to make money. For example, my sister Katie, she got a job from a lady who my mom knew at church to clean her house. My cousin Isaac got a job from his scoutmaster. My wife and I always hire kids to babysit for us from who? Girls we know from church. So even when I was your age, I got an idea to start my own little rabbit business from one of my neighbors. So all of these opportunities were connections that I had. So how can you use your connections to make money? Well, let's go to the chalkboard. All right, I'm using my kid's chalkboard. So let me teach you about your connections and how this works. So let's say this is you, right? So your first degree connections are the people that you know and interact with every day. These are people like your parents, your grandparents, your siblings, maybe your cousins, and your friends, right? Woo! So these are all your first degree connections. You should have a bunch of people who you interact with every day. So how I use your connections is these people all have other first degree connections, other people that they know and interact with every day. And so those are your second degree connections. You maybe don't know them, like let's say this is your parents. For a second degree connection, this would be your parents' coworkers, or maybe your parents' friends. You don't necessarily know them or have the connection with them, but your parents do. So you would go talk to your parents and say, hey mom, what out of your coworkers could help me earn some extra money? And you could get more specific. Do they need their lawns mowed, or any of the ideas that you can come up with? They're the people that are going to have connections for you. Or let's even say like your friends down here, your friends' parents, or their connections, or even some of your friends, grandparents. All right, so that's second degree connections. Next is third degree connections. So third degree connections are people that they know. So it'd be like your parents' coworkers, right? So it'd be like your parents' coworkers' family, like their cousins, their aunts and uncles, maybe even their coworkers. So it's people that they know. So you could talk to your parents, your parents could talk to them, and they could talk to them. And you could get to that relationship through these connections that you have. So let's say for your friends, let's say you go talk to your friends, you go talk to your friends' parents. Then your parents say, hey, we have a neighbor on the street that could use some help in their garden. So you found that connection. That's a third level connection. You found that connection by using your connections to get there. And so in your third degree connections, as you can see, if all these people have even just 10 or 15 connections, that just starts expanding. There's literally hundreds of people that you could talk to and find opportunities. It's just up to you to talk to your first level connections and have them introduce you to your second degree connections and then your third degree connections. So this is networking 101. So there are going to be tons of opportunities in your connections, but it's going to be up to you to find those opportunities by talking to your first and second level connections, and then having them point you to people who you can do work for. So if I were you, I would first go to my parents, my first degree connections, and ask them if they know anyone that I could do some work for. Next, I would talk to my friends and my siblings and talk to them about people they know and see if they can drum up any ideas. So as you're talking to these people, your first and second level connections, a good one to look for is people that have like small side businesses out of their home. There's always a lot of opportunities there. But you can also look for, just look for people that have some extra help around their house. So this can get you started on the right path to making some extra money as a kid. There are tons of opportunities out there, but it's really up to you to use your connections to find them. So if you're already using a connection to make money like this, please share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love for you to share it with others. Or if you just have any thoughts, go ahead and leave them or questions. I'd love to answer any questions. In my next lesson, I'm going to teach you how to find the perfect idea. Now, there's hundreds of ideas for little things you can do to make money, but I'm going to help you narrow that down to find the idea that works perfect for you and your situation, no matter where you live, no matter how old or young you are, no matter what your situation is. So we'll see you next time.